Good morning, Savvy.
Morning, mate. How you going?
Good, mate. I'm assuming you didn't sleep in here.
No, I didn't sleep in here. I slept in my trailer.
This is a massive contraption you've got here, mate. What's the story?
Well, basically, this is what I do for a bit of a living now, I suppose. Is I drive this around Australia, doing fundraising work for 3 charities: Royal Flying Doctor Service of Australia, Dollys Dream, and Drought Relief. Well, I'm 18 years old, last time I checked, but it does change every year. I've been going for about 5.5 months, driving this thing. I've been all through Queensland, now I'm in the Territory. I'm hoping to head from the Territory to WA shortly. I like helping people, mate, and basically the charities I support, close to heart for me, all of them. Flying doctors have helped more than my mates, and I care to admit. I'm doing stupid shit involving mostly motorbikes and paddocks at 120k an hour, $1.20. Dollys Dream for mental health, especially for kids, because bullying in schools, I think, happens every day all over this country. And Drought Relief, well, you got to help the farmer, don't you?
So you're from a farm, are you, or where are you from?
I'm from a small farm on the Sunshine Coast, Red Angus beef cattle. Well, I spent about 2 years building and preparing this.
So how old were you when you had this idea?
About, I suppose, I was 16. Probably close to 3 years ago now, actually, because of my age. But yeah, mostly it was designed and built back home, and a few things I chucked on the top, like that. You got the helicopter, your gyro up there, the Flying Doctor front and the Dollys Dream tail. That got chucked on at the Isa. Just tractor looked a bit too boring.
Right, we might have a look at the back here, because you've got a whole bunch of stickers, and we'll work our way around this.
Well, these are all my sponsors.
So how did you get all these sponsors? Like, what did you do? You basically just rang them all up and said, look, this is my idea, I'm going to do this. And
bit of both, mate. That bit of they rang me and I rang them.
Yeah, but because when you first came up with the idea, obviously you had no sponsors at that point, right? So
pretty much, and we just sort of built off it, and people were seeing that I was serious about doing it. And I suppose that's a good thing, because a lot of people got on board and agreed to help, and a lot of people on the way too. Ilfracombe Motors and a few other motor companies. Henry or Thing on the front, they've helped me along the way from mechanical things. Watch your back, mate.
So how are these sponsors supporting you? Like
well, depends. Vanderfield, they sponsor my oil. John Deere. Protector Hitch, they sponsor my specialised air hitch. Help with dealing with the stresses. Trade Mutt, very close to my heart. I'm wearing one right now. They support men's mental health in the workplace, which is a very important thing. And all the others contribute their little bit. All Coast Tyre Solutions, they sponsor my tyres. Queensland Tractor Spares for all my filters and everything, fan belts. Working Dog Productions, I'm sponsored by Russell Coit. I do movie nights, which you just saw around the back there.
Watching Russell Coit last night.
You become a quarter as efficient, if not more or less. Which is why maintaining your fluids is so vital. There may not be a tap or crystal clear mountain stream nearby, but with a little bit of bush know-how, you can still get a drink.
And all of them, they all contribute something. Millennium Motor Trimmers, they did all the canvas for my car and for my tractor.
Oh, right.
The Cooper sponsored my hat, of course. Yeah.
That's awesome. And round, so what we got here, the back's closed now, but I did notice before you've got the Suzuki in there.
Yep.
Plus a whole bunch of other stuff. What's going on in there?
In there I've got a car, little Suzuki Sierra. It's a soft top. It goes in the back, it's my backup, just in case anything happens with the tractor, because out here you're in the middle of nowhere sometimes, and especially how I travel, because I only do about 35-40k an hour. Sometimes, you'll have a fuel issue or something, and if you can't get it resolved and there's something going on, you need to get somewhere quick, you can just roll the car out the back and get there. Also got the motorbike on the front if I'm really desperate, but it's called Black Betty and I only use it when I need to. It's a bit of a hairy little thing, but anyway. Where I've been so far, I started off in Maloney about 5.5 months ago. Rode from Maloney out to Geraldton up to Longreach, and I was supposed to just cut straight up, but I bumped into the showies, or the showmen and women of Australia, and started following the ag shows all the way up the coast, and made a lot of good mates and raised quite a fair bit. And I ran into them along this route, and this is actually where I raised the most amount of money this whole trip, was on the coast.
Yep.
Shaking my tins at ag shows, raised several thousand at each show actually sometimes.
Wow.
And then the show run ended, and now I'll head back down here, which isn't real good for him. But me and Sol's over there. He does bird whistles.
How you going?
We're both trying to get to WA because he's got a show on down here. But yeah, I've just cut from here straight across and going up now, and then I'm going to head over and go down.
Now we're at Daily Waters.
Yeah,
It's been an awesome stop, hasn't it?
mate. Daily Waters is one of the most fantastic pubs you can ever find in Australia,
Yeah, if anyone's in this part of the world,
or even if you're not.
It's a real surprise. You're just driving hundreds of kilometres in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden you come to this little oasis here.
The oasis is the exact word I'd use, mate, because the pub around here, it's different. Because the attitude out here it's not rushed. You know, like a lot of people in a lot of places you go to, they're just trying to get there as quick as possible, A to B. And you got to slow down a bit. And it's something that is funny for me to say, but when you slow down, you actually appreciate the little things.
Yeah, definitely.
And the little things are what make it all worthwhile. People are too fussed about, having nothing to do, and like you see a lot of the kids around here, a lot of them have 2 or 3 phones, it's a crap like that, and they still don't feel, they still say, "Mum, I'm bored." Just go outside and muck around. There's heaps of stuff to do around here, in the middle of nowhere. But look at all this. The owners, Tim and that, they've worked very hard to set all this up. They've actually got a full jet fighter here, believe it or not. There's the cockpit and there's the wings and everything. Next door, the exit here. Don't get any ideas, mate. Not pictured yet. But
Look, there's our own helicopter here.
yeah, they've got quite a few helicopters. Bit jealous actually. I've been looking for one for a while, and along comes a couple here.
That's amazing. No, that's good advice about going slower. I've been, I've noticed myself when I've been travelling around, I've been trying to slow down because it's, especially coming from the city, you do have this whole idea of rushing around, and you just got to slow right down. So that's definitely good advice, mate.
Once you slow down, you actually get to see the world.
You met Russell Coit?
I haven't met Glenn yet. I've got a few funny stickers on it though, and you look down the bottom there's one of them. Picked up at the pub here. It's great, isn't it? You see it and you don't think it is what it is.
You're a P-plate driver, mate.
I am. It terrifies the grey nomads, and I love that.
That's classic.
They see this and they ask me, they call me up over the two-way and say, "You don't look old enough to have a licence," and my response is, "I don't have one," and they lose. It's hilarious. Of course I do have a licence, but
What's the story with the plane up there? How'd you get that one?
well, I picked that up from Caboolture Airfield actually. It was cheap as chips. It was still fully kitted out, just didn't have any wings or a motor. Small technicality, but and I was originally going to put it on top of my shed, but lo and behold, once I built this, I sort of went, I'm fundraising for the Flying Doctor. That plane's almost ready for a flight. It almost looks like one. I'll just put a blue strip on it. So now I've got a Flying Doctor plane on my roof, and
Awesome.
oh, it certainly draws the crowd. Everyone. That's what I find people notice the most, isn't the fact that there's an 18-year-old driving a tractor, it's that there's an 18-year-old driving a tractor with a damn plane on the roof.
Mate, you certainly stand out with this rig.
Mate, like dog balls on a hot day.
And you got a few other. What's that sticker there? The lights on the hill.
Lights on the Hill Truck Memorial. I support a lot of the truckies. Get out of it, you rotten mongrel. Get. Sorry, I got me cockatiel.
Yeah, we'll get onto that actually. So do you sleep in here? I don't have to look in there, but obviously your bed's in there, and
Yeah.
you got a
Me
little
bed.
fridge and stuff.
Yeah, bed, fridge, kitchen,
Yeah,
all the works.
yeah, right. And then moving on to the front here, you got your postie like looking
Yeah,
thing, or what
little
is it?
little old Yamaha. Good little thing, and then here's Flynn,
There
the
you go.
cockatiel. He goes inside when I'm travelling, but he just...
Hello? Does he make any noises?
Oh, he'll hiss at you and bite your finger. That's a noise.
Yeah, right.
But you're the one making the noise then, not him.
Wow.
But
You've been enjoying the trip, buddy? Oh my
You've been
god,
great.
going all the way around Australia. That's classic.
yeah, and Bitsa's the pup. Me dog's in the back crate here.
Oh, you got a dog as well?
Yeah, the puppy. Puppy.
Oh my god.
Puppy.
Didn't even see him.
Yeah,
Hello?
that's Bitsa. She's got all tarped up for the sun,
Yeah.
and other than that, it also helps the weather because every so often you get a storm up here, and I've also got a jumping castle with me, believe it or not, and a fairy floss machine,
Yeah, right.
and an outdoor cinema.
Why didn't you pull it out last night?
Well, the problem with jumping castle is that it can be a bit of a pest to set up sometimes, but it's a Dora the Explorer jumping castle, and the front of it's actually ended up being a very good thing for Bitsa here to keep it nice and cool and out of the sun.
You got a bicycle here. It's another way to get around.
Good old Chinese bicycle, thank you, Big W. It's pretty good. Every 10 seconds something comes loose. That's what I got a set of Allen keys on it for.
Wow. Look at this. Oh, we got a donation coming.
Righto. Shit. Hang on a minute. Which charity would you like it in?
Pardon?
Which charity would you like it in?
Royal Flying Doctor?
Right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're doing so well. Such a good job.
I'm doing the best I
You
can.
can push it in if you like.
Oh shit.
Oh no, the money's
Hang on,
gone.
Bloody hell. Sorry, lady.
That's all right. No. Keep up your good work.
I'll do the best I can. Get there eventually.
Thank you. So how far have you
There
been?
you go, mate.
Good on you. Well, we might see you around.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Nice. Well, there's another donation. Actually, since we're talking about donations, so obviously you've been travelling. How long have you been on the road for?
5.5 months.
5.5 months. And can we ask how much you've raised so far? Or?
Around about $50,000.
50,000.
Mostly
That's incredible.
through doing this. As you can tell, that one's already pretty full. I've got to go drop that off shortly.
That's incredible, mate. Well done. And how long are you going to be on the road for?
God knows, mate. How long's a piece of string?
Oh, so no end date to this, or?
Pretty much, yeah. Just as long as it takes me to get back home, I suppose. But when I get back home, then I got to work out what I'm doing.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. And you got a boat up there, I'm assuming doesn't come off the roof, or it does?
I mean, it used to, and it still probably could, but I'd probably bugger the helicopter trying to do it.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a mission, isn't it?
That being said, I do have a crane on the roof of the trailer, so I could lift it off with the crane if I was really wanting to, but because I'm not if I want to go fishing, I'll do it off the bank, to be honest, 90% of the time.
Collected a few hats here from a few people by the looks of it.
Yeah, Murray wood drilling, ran into them the other day from the Outback truckers. Yeah, good.
Oh,
Good
cool.
people.
It's awesome driving across, isn't it? Oh, you got your birds by company.
Bloody flying.
And what's the story with the tractor? Like, is that something from your farm, or?
No, I bought it myself about a year ago now. When I bought it, it was just the plain tractor. It had been restored. It was a fella named Verns. It was a great little tractor. We've just done some modifications, fixed a few things up on it, and now it's humming along mostly all right. Unfortunately, when I got it, it was a bit fast though, so I had to hobble it to slow it down so I keep up with it. But yeah, you go.
How much does the tractor set you back?
A bit of money, mate. A bit of money.
Is it? I've got no idea how much those things are worth.
A little bit. Put it that way.
Yeah, right. And it's been good. No issues, or?
Ha! Oh, jeez, Louise.
It's not a Toyota.
I'm not speaking, mate. I'm not speaking ill of you, Slim, but people want me to write a book when this is done. I'm going to write 2 books: things that went right and things that went wrong.
Okay.
And I reckon the wrong one's going to sell more because,
A lot's gone wrong, is it?
well, people keep asking me, does it break down? And the answer is no, it doesn't break down. It just starts pissing fluids out of every single possible orifice that it has. So 1 minute you'll have a radiator leak, patch that up with the magical stuff that is that putty, you know, that rolly, I can't remember what it's called. Next minute you got an oil leak, duct tape sometimes works with that.
Duct tape fixes everything.
If duct tape doesn't fix it, you're not using enough duct tape.
What we got here? Is this one of your road kills?
That's Steve.
Hey, Steve.
I proudly claim that Bitsa killed Steve, which is complete bull, but anyway.
Sharp.
Down the bottom there you have the Chamberlain stock standard sticker, because that's typically how things go around here. As you can tell, I'm limited in my airbag usage. Here's Tim. Tim's the wonderful owner of this beautiful establishment.
You're not still fucking
Hey,
talking.
Tim. Oh,
Yeah, we're
is
still
this your
talking.
place, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
How you going, mate? All right?
Good, yeah, good, mate. Wow,
What's going on?
that's your horse?
He's doing
Oh shit, there's a horse there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's Polly.
he's
that's
doing
Polly.
a YouTube thing.
Yeah, that's good. And where you from, mate?
From Sydney, man.
Good on ya.
But just saw Sam roll in, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
worth talking about, isn't it?
He is. He's doing a good
Hello,
job. He's doing a good job.
Look at this. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's Polly. Hey? Hey, if you go over there, I'll take it through the pub and you can get a good video of it.
Yeah, well, when I'm finished with Sam, I'll do that as well.
All right, mate. I'll be around the place.
Legend, thanks so much.
Righto.
See you, mate.
Okay, good to see you.
You too.
There you go.
Okay. Back to Sam. Oh, look, Sam's helping people take funny photos.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
You done a good job with building that.
It takes a bit, but I like to think I've done all right.
It looks cool.
Oh yeah, we've got a fair way to go, but we're getting there.
Okay, you boys.
But in here you got all your stock standard crap. You got your fuel gauges, your trailer brake thing for your sensitive. It connects to your foot brake anyway, but that's just for your controlling how much stuff it's got on. Your hazards here, you've got all your gauges. The most important two being your oil pressure gauge and your temp gauge.
Yeah.
Watch them, you're pretty good. Battery, your altimeter thing. Hour meter, which is stopped at 199, which is pissing me off, but anyway, I've got to work out what's going on there. UHF, your fridge. Couldn't get a girlfriend for the trip, so settled on a fridge for a companion, which, to be honest, pretty good.
You got cookies down there. What
Yeah,
cookies
mate.
do you like?
Bloody Arnott's.
Yeah, which ones though?
The shortbread ones.
Oh, the shortbread
Mate, when I sit, it takes me 9 hours to do something you do in about 2 or 3. You need something to just sit there and go, you're doing the thing, I love my job.
God.
But anyway, I got my fire extinguisher here for when a grey nomad eventually crashes in front of me. Not because of me, just because grey nomads are
Mate,
very prone to it.
Did you see that road train that was
Yes.
crashed? Yeah, that was
Yes.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's and what about the headphones there?
Well, it gets bloody noisy in here, and these connect to my UHF.
Yeah.
So I'm always listening on my UHF, which is the most important thing, because trucks. I find truckies are some of the best people on the road because they're actually drivers who know what they're doing. They that's what they do for a profession. So don't have any issue with trucks, whether it be singles or quad road trains. Doesn't really bother me too much. But yeah, other than that, you got up here a reverse camera that's no longer working, courtesy of a bit of dust. Your stereo system with a USB stick with 1,500 songs of it, 1,450 of which are Slim Dusty. You give me a song, I'll give you a number and a line from it. You got your cab lights here and your windscreen wipers. None of it's working because the accessories are off. Navigation, your navman, your dash cam.
How fast are you moving around on average?
Well, funny you should say that, it's faded now, but I actually wrote it on my arm because everyone asks 40k an hour. But
You got a tattoo?
washed off in the shower last night. No, I'm considering it though.
40k an hour.
I'll get 40k per hour tattooed on this arm and Mulaney tattooed on that arm, because the first question everyone asks me, how fast are you going, where are you from?
And what's can I ask the fuel consumption? What's
Mate,
going on there?
it's about the same as a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, right. How many Land Cruisers?
Take that as you may, one Land Cruiser.
Really?
Yeah, depends how I'm going.
Jeez, that's not bad then.
That's not
really? Are you serious? For this tractor towing all this stuff?
It's not too bad. It just depends though, because some days if you got a good headwind and hills, it'll jump to something scary.
Yeah.
But if you're on flat country and you got a good tailwind or downhill country, and most of the time it's pretty reasonable.
And when for anybody out there that may be considering wanting to raise money in a, I guess, different sort of way, how are you paying for your expenses to do this? The petrol, food, accommodation, whatever, how does that work?
Well, as far as petrol goes, I've got a couple of sponsors. I'm still paying for quite a fair bit of my fuel though, mostly out of savings from the last few years of working. I'm supposed to be in work along this trip, but at the moment I'm just trying to get out of the territory in WA before the wet season hits, because I don't want to be stuck up here in a non-aircon cab with no power steering in the middle of a bloody cyclone. No thank you. But as far as accommodation goes, I've got my full camp in the back of the trailer, so I can just pull up anywhere pretty much. And if I pull into a caravan park for the night, generally speaking, I put a movie night on for them, and they're more than happy to have an event on for everyone who's at the park.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, food's a big expense too, but you budget and you work it out.
Mate,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your story. An absolute legend. It's actually really inspirational for someone so young to be doing something so ambitious. I'll tell you what, it's
I don't see anything out of the ordinary, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you're obviously a very special bloke. But you're heading off soon, or?
Yeah, mate. I'm just gonna pack the movie screen up, pack the trailer. I'm at the Daily Waters pub have actually donated a fair few things. They've helped me with the fuel actually, but they've donated quite a few. What you may call it? quite a few things for me to raffle off for the Flying Doctor service that I'll be putting up later today.
Yeah,
A swag and a few other bits and pieces that they got around here. The Royal Flying Doctor Service is basically an air ambulance in Australia that services, air ambulance is a bit of a term, but they service the outback and rural areas mostly. So basically, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, for instance here, and you fall off a horse and break both your legs, you've got a couple hours drive to the nearest hospital, or an hour flight in a Flying Doctor plane. So they'll fly out here with a full medical crew in a plane, twin engine thing, and chuck you in and treat you on the way back, and then they'll treat you when they get you on the ground as well.
Yeah, it's an awesome service, isn't it? Because the distances out here are vast, and like there's really not many hospitals around, isn't there? So
And they save a lot of people's lives every day.
yeah, man. All right, mate. Well, thanks so much, and all the best with the rest of your trip, eh?
Thank you.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
How you going, Sile?
All right.
So what's going on here, mate? It's probably pretty obvious, but you're selling
bird callers? Yeah, I got 6 different types. There's the bird, kookaburra, the owl, there's a duck, the rainforest. Oh, I got the alien. We've got alien ones too. There's a rainforest whistle. And the rooster. I've also got this wacky whistle. Still let me go, so I don't have to. And Sam and I are sort of heading in kind of in the same direction at the moment, so yeah.
Did you meet Sam on the road, or you knew him before?
Met him at Rockhampton show. There was
cool.
something called the North Run in Queensland.
Yeah.
And they have a series of agricultural shows that run consecutively, literally day after day.
Yeah.
And Sam clicked into that, and he did several different stops along the way at most of the shows that I went to.
Yeah.
So we got to have dinner together, and we travelled with a whole lot of other people as well. And when we got to the Northern Territory border, we were the only two crossed
Really?
together. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So we know each other from the shows, so yeah, it's
That's cool.
Been good fun.
So you guys have started your own travelling road show by the looks of it.
It seems like it at the moment.
Thanks heaps, mate.
Yeah, and Sam's doing a heap for charities, various different charities, and he'd appreciate a donation. So would the charities. It'd be great.
Yeah, sweet.
Cheers.
Give us one more kookaburra before we go.
No worries.
Legend. Cheers, bro.
All right.